Everybody, and welcome to the House of Mario, the South Australian Nintendo podcast that is backed by a 120 Power Star rating. I'm your host, Drew Agnew, and the doors to episode 312 are open. This week on the show, we're going to be breaking down the latest in Nintendo, just the updates of the Switch, all that stuff. I love my little virtual game cards. They're going to be lots of fun to supplement my physical need. I don't know. It's like a Band-Aid, really. Gosh.
A little bit.
Josh,
yeah,
JT, if you like. Welcome to the show.
Drew, thank you for the intro. Hello, everyone. Great to be here. Drew, we are a month to go as of the recording of this episode. 1 month till Switch 2.
Yeah, so should we let off like a flare or some fireworks, light a candle, or...
play some sounds on the Roadcaster or something? I don't care, man.
What have we got here?
It's next month. It's happening next month.
Oh, yeah, here's some party music, Josh. Something. Just a stock.
Yeah, no.
Something, I don't know. Yeah, no, it's exciting, Josh. I'm thinking about it most days, I went into EB Games the other day, and I've fully paid off all of my pre-orders. I didn't want to have to think about it. I'm like, oh, look, I've got this set aside, but I'd rather it make interest in EB Games account rather than my own for a month.
No, that's fair. It's like you don't have to spend all that money on the one day. Like, it's done, and you get to go to the 5th of June, picking up all your Switch 2 stuff, and there's no guilt or anything like that. It's all paid for.
Yeah,
I'm not spending a lot of money today. I've already done that.
Because you know what it's like as an adult, and like you as a homeowner as well. The hot water system could be busted, and that could be the funds, but the funds could come from somewhere else mentally, just another part of the bank account rather than the Switch 2 part of the bank account.
Correct.
It was funny though, because you know how I told the story last week about the bloke who doesn't really like to talk, and I go in there and
your EB.
Mm-hmm, yeah. I go in there and be like, all right, I want to pay off my pre-orders. He's like, oh, which one? I'm like, all of them. Yeah, well, I've got a few. Obviously, there's the Switch Pro controller. Yeah, there was a few there, and he was like, oh, all of them. Jeez,
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, no, slapped it down, cold hard cash, ready to go. So very excited.
You paid in cash, man. Very good.
Paid in cash. Yeah, I had a bit of cash set aside for a little while, and I sold some things. Actually, I sold my older MacBook Pro. I upgraded, and I never got around to getting rid of it because I thought Chantel, I might hand it down to her or whatever. I just never got around to it, and so I went to that shopping centre, and I met the guy on Facebook Marketplace, and he was coming from about 2 hours away, and he was saying that he couldn't come. He needed his mate to give him a lift because he didn't have a license and all this stuff. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, who am I meeting up with? Am I going to get stabbed? So I met him literally at the front of the shopping centre at like the double doors. Yes. And we did the exchange. I got the cash off him. I literally walked straight to EB Games and paid off some of the pre-order.
I mean, yep. Just, pay it off. Don't risk getting that cash stolen or lost or anything like that.
Yeah, so I'm excited. It's all done. I don't have to worry about, I guess, money until maybe some game purchases. But all my obviously the system, the Pro controller. Got some Amiibo, little wheels, Joy-Con 2 wheels. It's all done.
And you paid at full retail, and you're an idiot because you could have saved yourself 10%, Drew.
Yeah, so I saw this in the Discord. Zach was talking about it, and yeah, you're obviously doing the same thing. So explain to me, how are you guys getting 10% off of your Switch at EB Games?
Yes. Well, first of all, everyone listening to this now, this is ended because it ends tomorrow, as at the time of recording, and it probably won't be up by then. But I didn't know about these, Drew, until Zach in the Discord shared them, so thank you, Zach, for that. But yeah, 10% off these one-for-all ultimate gift card things. And I don't know if you can see it there for those watching on YouTube, but this is the ultimate gift for everyone, it says, and EB Games is one of the shops you can
and JB Hi-Fi, so that can work at both places for you.
Yes, yep, so a whole bunch of places. 10% off, so this $50 gift card cost me $45. So I had issues. I did not read the fine print correctly, and I was picking up these ones in orange, but for ones that range from $50 to $500, you can put your own denomination on it. So I was scanning them at the checkout, and the lady's like, that's $500, please, because I wanted to do a $500 one. I'm like, oh, shouldn't it be 10% off? And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about, sorry. And then I said, I think there's a special on. And there was this massive hoo-ha, and it took ages, and we eventually reread the terms and conditions at the bottom. And it's like, no, it's got to be the $50 ones. So I was going to get, do it in two gift cards, one for $500 and the other for $250, and I'd be all sorted. But no, I've had to get them in $50 denominations, limit of 5 per customer, so I could only walk out of the store with $250 worth of gift cards for $225. So I did that the other day, and then I went to do it again the next day at the store, but they had sold out of the cards. They got ones for everyone, and then birthday, celebrate, his, teen, and her. And there are only hers left because hers don't have the EB Games as their store. That's her.
Oh, what? Oh, that is sexist. That is something. Oh,
a bit dated. I felt it was a little bit dated.
No, the girls don't play games, do they? No.
Yeah, so the stores vary by their stereotypical gender norms of what sort of stores people would go to. So,
Jesus.
So I had to go to another Coles today at lunchtime. I just went for a little run on my lunch break. They didn't have any there either. But after training today, I popped by another Coles nearby, and they had these, thankfully. But they were hidden away. So they'd all sold out on the main display. But I know that if you open the door of the display, there's more inside. So I had to ruffle through and find some. And I did.
Is that the staff only section where they just refill it?
I'm just helping myself. I'm just so confident. I don't care. No one brought me up on it.
Cheeky.
So
wow.
Yeah, so if they're not going to stock it, I'll do it for them. So I stocked the shelves.
I'll stock them up.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing their job. And then another $250 tonight. Thank you. So that's $500 of gift cards for $450. And then it ends tomorrow. So I'm going to try work in the city. The Coles there. For another $250, and then I'll be happy. But otherwise, I'm mostly happy now because I've saved $50. Not from too much extra effort, only a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's a good deal because after I put it in the Discord, I'm like, hey, I paid off my Switch, and Zach's saying about this deal. I'm like, that's not a fucking deal. That would have been nice. But yeah, if it was too much running around, I literally have one Coles in the area, so
maybe you want to hope
if it involved running around maybe what you experienced, it wouldn't have worked out anyway. But yeah, you're going to be... I wonder what they think of somebody coming in with... How many gift cards you're going to have? 11 gift cards or something?
Well, I'm not going to... Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to go to my EB Games. I'm going to pay off the balance with them because I don't want to be there on the day and give them 15 gift cards.
Oh, no.
I'd rather for myself and also for them because I know how busy that day's going to be. I'm just going to do 5 tomorrow. I might bring all 10 if it's quick and easy, but I'm just going to chip away at it, and then similar to you, it'll be all paid for by the time the 5th of June comes around.
That's something people got to keep in mind too. If you want to do a system trade-in or game trade-in or something,
match or anything like that.
Yeah, anything like that. You've got a month just to go in there. If you're there anyway, just do it then because on the day, it'll be annoying for you, let alone everyone else. Because if I'm stuck behind somebody who's doing a trade-in when I've paid mine off and I've gone in there a couple of times, it'll be annoying.
Let me through. I just want to pick mine up. I paid for it. Just literally let me have it so I can leave.
Because in the States, even with the pre-order, people are lining up and they're doing their trade-ins and all of that. So, guys, you've got 6 weeks. You don't have to do it right now. Come on. You only put down your $50 deposit. You don't have to do anything more than that.
No, but there's definitely merit to doing it early, like you did. You got peace of mind now. It's all done. You don't have to think about it. But also, people can trade in early now, Drew, because of the version 2.0.00 update.
That's right, they can.
Look at me with the tangents tonight, Drew. I'm just so smooth with it all. I know the run sheet. I know how to get from topic to topic. Don't worry about that.
It's like you host your own Nintendo podcast.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Like that, isn't it?
It's crazy, isn't it?
Something like that.
I guess a great time for housekeeping, Josh. Yes. You have a Nintendo podcast, Josh. It's called Nintenvania. You do it every fortnight. Brand new guest. Talk about the latest and greatest Nintendo and topics and all of that stuff. What's going on this week or last week?
Yeah, because it's fortnightly, this weekend's just gone as the midpoint where nothing happened. So still the Xenoblade X Chronicles X Definitive Edition episode out with Harry Calaguro from Press Start Australia. So if you are playing that game or looking to play that game, do check out the episode because we talk about that game in depth. Harry has played it and had a lot of theories and opinions about the game, and then what the skills are like, all of that. And also did some stuff on the Mario Kart World. I didn't call it 8 Deluxe, thankfully. Mario Kart World Direct, which happened a little while ago now. So, but this weekend, the episode will be about us at Switch 2 Experience, Drew, in Melbourne.
Yeah. So, yeah, very exciting. So I wanted to bring that up. Josh and I will be getting hands-on with the Switch 2 at the end of the week. So the following episode of the House of Mario and Tanvani will be all about our hands-on with the Switch 2. So I just want to put out there, if you have any questions that you want to, ask or, just nitty-gritty stuff, because that's what I'm going to be looking at. Obviously, there's a lot of previews out there already. There's been the New York experience, and it's already gone around the world a fair bit. But here in Australia will be our first time to get a hands-on. So if you have any questions, just nitty-gritty stuff that we can look into, I'd really appreciate it, because I know for me, I'm looking at the GameCube controller, for example, I'm like, can I use this with other games? Does it have R3 and L3? Do the sticks click in? Stuff like that. I don't have an answer for that. And there's some other stuff that has popped up in the news too. Apparently the sides of the Joy-Con come off. You can change them out, which is that's interesting.
The new ones? The Joy-Con
yeah,
2s?
apparently accessories have popped up showing that there's I wouldn't call it a panel, but the sides click out. So there's some weird little things just that obviously we won't get just from our hands on, but we'll learn more, especially when the system comes out. Just all these smaller things, what makes it that little bit different. And the biggest one for me, which I think people have answered, and it seems to be pretty positive, but I just want to know that the system feels solid with the magnets. I don't want any wobble like we get with Switch 1. And a lot of people are saying that it feels like a solid unit. So I'm really excited for that. So yeah, if you have any questions, let us know, whether it's on the YouTube video, at our Druby, or our social media, or Discord, which you can find in the links in the show notes. But yeah, really excited about that, Josh.
I can't wait. It's going to be a great day.
Yeah, we get 4 hours, so that'll be fun. I'm sure that will fly by. It'll be the quickest 4 hours of our lives, probably.
Yeah, I've seen a few videos now. People experience it. Andre from Game Explain had about 4 hours as well, and he managed to play a lot of everything really there. So I think it will fly by, but I think we'll also be able to pretty much play everything we want to at that stage. And because we're there on the Friday, it'd be cool to meet some other... I feel a bit of imposter syndrome being invited on the Friday, but be cool to see some other journalists or media people and say hello and mingle with them. That'd be cool as well.
Yeah, for sure. I got no idea who's going. I've reached out to a friend of mine, just asking him a few questions, be like, hey, what to expect in that, because he's had a fair bit of experience with it. But apart from that, I don't know who's going to be there. I don't know if I'm going to see any familiar faces or what. But yeah, I feel very privileged to be, because Josh and I were invited by Nintendo for the day before the public. So that's just very exciting. Very, very humbled by it.
Very humbled. Yeah,
it's very, very cool. Just
great
to put
privilege.
It bluntly, just very
Did
cool.
Did you get invited 7 years ago? No, your podcast would have been very, very new. Or
No, it
just
didn't
started
exist.
by
It
then.
didn't exist before Switch. We started in May.
It was just after, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but even if we did, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine it now though, and here we are. So very, very cool.
It is very cool.
I cannot wait.
Yeah, can be a great day.
It just other people have said this too, but it's going to be one of those things. We're going to play it and come home. It's like, fuck. The wait's even worse now. We know how good it is. Maybe have the reverse effect, but it actually wasn't that good. Then the time flies. Don't know.
No, I think it's for me. It's like it's going to scratch that itch for a little, and yeah, I mean, I'll probably be looking forward to it more after that. But it'd be just like, I've had a little taste now. I can, it can sustain me for the next 4 weeks after that.
Yeah,
maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or we break into Nintendo of Melbourne and steal a copy for ourselves early. Something like that.
Steal a coffee. Yeah, yeah. Just make it even worse for you. Like, you break in, you get a copy of Mario Kart World in the case. Like, haha, I got one. You come back, you're like, wait, I can't play it. It's even worse. You got it sitting right there, all the data ready to go, but yet cannot play it on Switch One. You can try.
No. Well, the full game's on the card, isn't it?
Yeah. That's what I mean. It makes it even worse. It's the game is literally there. It's just nothing will play it.
Couldn't you play it though? It's not like you had to download anything. You could just put it in there.
No, I'm saying we don't have a Switch 2. You got the game, but not the Switch 2.
If I'm stealing the game, I'm going to steal a Switch 2 at the same time, though.
No, but the guard dogs, they attack you too quickly.
Okay.
You don't have the time. The guard dogs are onto it.
Yep. And, it's not like Nintendo's litigious at all and won't go after us for
That's right.
end of the world for us doing that at all.
Yeah, we'll get fucking swatted. Just fucking door busted in.
Destroyed. Yeah.
Just playing Mario Kart with a couple of friends. Like,
Nintendo Ninja Lois coming through the window, destroying our time. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
The dream.
Worth
dream's there.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, let's talk about this update because this would be the biggest update the Switch has ever gotten. I would say, like, the biggest update
It's pretty
before.
substantial.
Yeah, the biggest update before this, like as far as like maybe adding some functionality, pretty much was maybe the update that come with like that added the Switch Online icon to the bottom row. That's like the only like noticeable thing I can sort of remember from the history of the Switch updates. A lot of it's just been stability.
Folders.
Oh yeah, there was folders. I forget about folders because they literally hide them, which is not all that useful. I really wish they put game folders like on that bottom row of like all the icons. If I just had like game folders there, that'd be much more useful. Or just have them on the main screen. But it is what it is. But the main thing in the version 20.0.1, because I had to update it because they actually bricked some switches, which is unfortunate. But I assume that was pretty rare. But it didn't happen to me, thankfully. That would be
I'm all good. Thankfully
kind of frustrating. But virtual game cards. And I quite like this new system, Josh. I don't know if you've had much time to sort of play around with it much, but I guess to start with, it's just, do you have many just digital games as it is to sort of utilize this that much? You do? Yep.
Yeah, a few. So the day the update was available, Michaela and I downloaded it, and we wanted to test it. So I had a copy of Luigi's Mansion 2, and I handballed it over to her, and she's been playing it a little ever since. So it worked pretty well. Just one instance where we're trying to get the switches in front of each other to read each other, and it took a little while, but it eventually recognized each other and went from there. But outside of that, it was pretty cool how it worked.
Yeah. Are you guys on a family plan, or do you just link your two switches?
So I've got the one family account, and she is on that. So that's how we were able to do it.
Yeah, cool. What is your family plan? Is it just you and Michaela, or do you have your brothers or friends on it, or?
I have some other people in the Discord on it. It is a Patreon tier of mine. If people wanted to join,
okay. Yeah, I knew you were doing that. Yeah, I couldn't remember if you were still doing it.
Yeah, so a couple of Michaela's brothers as well. On top of that too. So yeah, there's a few of us.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, because I'm not a part of a family plan. I'm just a loner on my own little subscription. But it is something that I'm thinking about, like when the kids get older, and
get them all on it.
Yeah, it might be. It's kind of frustrating in that way because I'm like, I just want to share these games with my kids in my house, but I've got to like double my subscription. That's when that might be a little bit frustrating. But I think just from the initial update, just from me utilizing it myself, I think at very worst it's a really much improved way to just download and re-download games and uninstall games. Because before, like, I've got over 400 digital games on my account, and when I had to re-download stuff, you've got to go to the eShop, you've got to go to your icon, you've got to go to re-download, and it's a very slow alphabetical list to go through, and it's not really organized, and includes demos and all of this stuff. But now it's just like a category down the bottom where you go to, and you can sort by like game cards that are loaded, game cards that are not loaded. So you can easily see what's downloaded and not, and you can search by a publisher and all this. It's really good just in that aspect. Where like it's a lot more manageable to actually manage your digital library, which is really cool. And like if I wanted to install something, I could see like, for example, when I was looking, I could see that Portal 2 wasn't downloaded. And I could just go to it and go insert game card, and it'll insert and just start downloading. I'm like, this is pretty cool. I haven't tried. I don't have anyone on a family plan, and I haven't linked two of my Switches together because I don't really see a point, because I'm about to get a Switch too. So my OLED probably won't be a part of that. I'll probably have my Switch 2 and a Switch Lite. I think that probably makes the most sense, because obviously when I'm playing on the TV, I might as well, there's no point just swapping between a Switch and a Switch 2, except for maybe like room, because I've got a terabyte card on my Switch, whereas Switch 2, I won't be able to get that bigger card just yet.
Yep.
But I really like the update. A lot of people there's a lot of frustration around sort of an exploit you've been able to utilize on Switch, where you could play one copy at the same time on two Switches between two accounts. And personally, I never did that. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see where, like on Switch 2, there's one of the features is game share, which you can share a game from Switch 2 to an original Switch, and it works a lot like utilizes the Wii U gamepad technology, the wireless technology. So we won't really know till then. Like, will this be a good replacement for that, instead of having like this workaround where you're sort of trying to use two copies of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe at the same time, and putting one in airplane mode and doing all this stuff. Whereas like game share, you kind of don't really have to do that. You just say, hey, click on game share, and the guy on the Switch 2 just does it, and it just beams it, and you're just playing it that way, and it works just fantastic. I can't see it working fantastically. That's something you really need to get the hands on, see if it works. But hopefully it's a good replacement for people doing that. But
hope so. It should be fine, I would have thought, Yeah. Like the DS download play, that's old technology. So it's the same things as well. So I like to think that would work well. I'm not as across this whole game card misinformation, because there was a bit of a back down in terms of what people thought this would be and then what actually has been delivered. So I'm not across that. Are you at all, Drew? Because I think some people have been a bit annoyed by that in terms of Nintendo haven't quite done what they said they'd do.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that is, to be honest with you. I honestly, I haven't really been on social media, so I haven't really seen anybody's take on this apart from listening to a couple of podcasts. And but my take on it is just like, my Switch for the last 8 years it's just been my console. Like, I haven't had to share it with kids. I haven't had a partner who's also been playing games and I've had to share with. It's just been mine. So just from my point of view, where I can easily share it to my Switch Lite, like just one game, because like for the most part, like I play most of my games on my OLED, but if for whatever reason I want to play like a retro game on my Switch Lite because I want to utilize the D-pad, and then I want to put it in my pocket and take it with me, it's a whole sort of like, you don't want to make it your primary console to like play it offline, because that's like, you've got to deregister it on your Switch. Then go to your Switch Lite, go to the eShop, and then it automatically makes it your primary. So there's a bit of a workaround there, but I'm quite happy just like moving the game cards like one by one to the Switch Lite, for example, and I'll do that with the Switch too as well. Like, I'm looking forward to playing the Luna remasters one day, and when I finally get my OLED screen for my Switch Lite, I think that'll be perfect to play that on my Switch Lite. Just a small little thing. It will look gorgeous on that little screen. And so I'll just like load it up with the one game. I don't need my whole library on it. And so I'm quite happy just with how that works, to be honest with you. And there's like a setting you can go to as well where, like, if I load a game to my Switch Lite, I can still search for the license. Like it still connects to the internet, searches for the license. I can still play it on my other Switch.
Okay.
Which is good. So you're not like locked out of the games. It's just like if you are offline, it will work without a check on either one, just depending on what game. So no, I quite like it. It's not like it's not flawless because for me, like I have more, especially when Switch 2 comes into play. Like I'll have my Switch 2 and Switch Lite. Like I'd like to have 3 associated with my account that I could swap my games between. Because I think 2, maybe for maybe people like me, it's a little bit too restricting. So I'd like to see some more switches in there, and the whole thing where it's like, I would like some more flexibility with like being able to share games. Like only to family, it kind of sucks. It'll be cool if it treated it more like a real game. Like imagine at PAX, for example, like there's like the handheld area, and this would never happen, and you can see why. But imagine if you could just share it with anybody who's close to you, or is on your friends list. So at PAX, there's a complete stranger, and you're like, "Hey, can somebody please lend me the new Monster Hunter game? I'm kind of interested in playing it." Then it's like, "Yeah, sure." But then they have a look at your library, and go, "Oh, you've got Batman Arkham City. That's pretty cool. I've been wanting to play that on Switch." And then you like transfer them, you sort of swap them in some ways. And then with like the 14-day limit, it just automatically comes back to you, even though you'll never see that person again. I reckon that would be kind of cool. They treat it like a game card, but then it just automatically like gets sucked back to you after a couple of weeks. But obviously there's a lot more limitations on that because I don't think publishers would be all that happy just with the flexibility of games that far.
Yeah, that's right. If it was too much like a physical game, then there'd be a lot more swapping and a lot less sales theoretically. So I can see why they put the caps and the limits in place. I've never owned multiple Switches, so like this whole thing about swapping things between like your Switch Lite or even the family accounts from other Switches, I just haven't really done before. So it's a whole new world, different world to me. This so
you're like, wait a minute, what's the point of swapping between Switches? Isn't the point that the one thing switches?
One thing plays the entire thing.
Yeah, that's true. It's very true, Josh.
Thing. That's all I've done.
Yeah, it's like, oh well, what about if I swap it from this handheld to that handheld? But I think it will come into play a little bit more, maybe with like once you have a Switch 2, like you're not all digital either, so this won't affect you either. But I think the main thing for me is just like my Switch Lite has a terabyte SD card in it, whereas my Switch 2 altogether will have a half a terabyte in it. So we'll have like half the memory. So like stuff that doesn't really matter to be on Switch 2 without like the performance stuff, it may as well kind of just be on another Switch. And but it'll just make it easier to pick up that way. But yeah, that won't be a problem in a little while either when we can get like a terabyte SD card and stuff for Switch 2, like the Express cards. But I don't know. For me, it's just like, it's positive. And if you don't like the new way, you just want it to check. If you're not on your primary console, you can just online check and you can get into your games that way. But seems like most of the problem is just people that were playing one copy over 2 Switches at the same time. And into that, I say, hopefully Game Share fixes that for you and like gets a specific update for the specific game you're playing. But otherwise, just spend an extra $80, buy an $80 game twice. Easy, problem fixed.
Yeah, it's all solved. Yeah, thanks.
It's like, what about if that $80 game was actually a $160 game? Just look, money will fix anything, guys.
Yeah, money. Yeah, sure.
Fix anything. Stop being so tight. Just buy 2 digital licenses. And if you've got kids, you've got 5 kids, just buy 6 copies of the game, and they can all play at the same time.
Yeah,
done. Easy.
All sorted. Yeah.
You've got a job, don't you? You don't need food. All you do is poo it out anyway. It's a waste of money. But yeah. So you're pretty positive on it. It's pretty cool for you guys. You can just be like, you can play this game. Which is
I mean,
we're
just gonna lend stuff to each other. Like, if she, buys a game and I'm not that sure on it, after she's done, she could lend it to me. I can give it a go, play around with it. Or, if she wants to play something eventually, but doesn't want it straight away, I just buy the one copy and we can just share it that way. So, theoretically we could save some money doing it that way. But we'll see when it comes to, the actual time when a game releases and whether you really want to wait for it or not. But, for hitting that back catalogue now, I think we could definitely utilize each other's accounts a bit more and it'll be good.
Yeah, because I don't know Michaela, like, how she purchases her games. Does she do much eShop or does she buy physical?
Mainly eShop.
Mainly
not
eShop?
Too much physical. I've got everything physical pretty much, mostly. Last couple of years less so. But she can always come and look at the collection and grab something, and she does every now and then. But now it's, she can look at the more digital things I've had recently and access them now too. So that's awesome. Yeah.
So she buys like digital copies of like Tears of the Kingdom and stuff like that.
She bought physical for that, but she likes to try out smaller indie titles. So that's always stuff on the eShop to play around and check out. So that's predominantly the stuff she's playing and using at the moment.
Yep. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So you guys will be able to swap games around and too. So that'd be pretty neat. Yeah.
Definitely.
It seems to be like a pretty specific sort of use case. Like some people are not that happy about it because like they're not in the same area, so they can't really utilize it. But it is very much for families. Like in a family account, when they say it's the family account, they literally mean it. Like in the same house, swap games. And for me, like my sort of worries, like when it comes to like, oh well, if I Mario Kart, am I going to be able to? The kids going to be able to play it, type of thing. So well, yes, they can. Does it involve me paying double per year? Yeah, it will. I'll have to look into that. Maybe Bryce and I can combine together because he's got his two kids. So he has 3 and I'll probably have 3. So yeah, that probably works. It's 8 people on a family account, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, we could do that. We could combine. We could swap games with each other too. Yeah, I don't know how many. I don't think he plays his Switch much anymore. But he might have.
It's a bit too busy to do it, maybe.
No, he's I don't know. Last time I talked to him about Switch 2, he was not that chuffed. So won't be borrowing too much off him.
You might be able to get one over.
That's right. Use Zelda game that'll win him over.
Hey, yeah, probably would.
Yeah, win me over. So you're already happy.
Switch 2 and you're one over anyway.
Yeah, they're like, hey, here's the button. Oh, nice.
Right.
Here's the stick. Oh, nice stick.
All the leaks. Yep, done. I'm sold.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. When it leaked, oh yeah, I'll buy that.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
Fuck, I was going to buy it when it was a hypothetical. I was talking about it. But yeah, and it's kind of funny timing because like this came after I made the decision that I'm probably going to stay digital on Switch 2. Last week I was having like a borderline nervous breakdown, like all the game key card stuff I'm like very frustrated about and all this. So like it was like a serious kind of downer on Switch 2. So I'm like, look, just rip the Band-Aid off, just simplify it, stay digital. And this like feature set with the firmware, I'm like, okay, cool. Like it makes it a little bit more nice to be on the digital side of things. Because yeah, I would love to get the physicals, but yeah, it's just like a little bit frustrated by it all. And like I think the only like thing that will cost me a bit more is just like Street Fighter 6 for whatever reason. Like it's so much. It's like $16 more expensive on the eShop than it is like in the key card for whatever reason. All the other games are like a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
But even then, like with physical, I'm so tempted to like get a like if I was going physical, I would probably get an extra copy of Mario Kart World to get the physical. Get like the Legend of Zelda games, Switch 2 editions. I probably want them physical. So in some stupid way, I'm saving money. By not going physical. I don't know.
Yeah, correct. Because your situation, you got to drive a fair way to get to a shop. and if it's the same price, maybe slightly cheaper, you can argue with the time and fuel and effort that it's probably just easier to stay on the digital side and get moments when there's 10% off eShop gift vouchers or gift cards or something, and just stock up on them throughout the year, and you'll be fine. Something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah.
Because like the Nintendo games, that like I can wait for games. I'm not too fussed, but it's just specifically Nintendo games. So I'm like, that's the stuff I need to play day one. That's what gets the hairs on my arms. Like, fuck, I'm so excited for this. Even like a month wait or something for a game, I'm like, I got to play it. Even like it comes out the Thursday and I'm bugging and I barely play it for like an hour and drop it. But like, I typically we do go into town for like swimming lessons and things on a Saturday, but
yep,
I can't wait 2 days, Maybe if games still came out Friday, it wouldn't be such a big deal, Josh, but Thursday, that extra day,
Cause a bit of chaos.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, if only you lived in the city, Drew.
Yeah, if only I worked in the city.
3-4 minutes away from an EB. Yeah, and a JB.
Yeah, you could bloody sneeze and you'll have like Donkey Kongs and that coming out your nose,
It's pretty easy. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, I'm in the bloody bush. There's no Donkey Kong bonanzas in the bushes out here, mate.
Well,
no Mario Kart Worlds. No Joy-Con 2s. It's tough, mate.
Well, yeah, you made that choice long ago. So, it is what it is.
That's right. I'll stick to it.
Have we... I don't know if we mentioned this on the show before, but someone made a great point on Twitter or something, like all these downloads everyone's going to have to do day one. Like the 5th of June for global internet usage is just going to be crazy with people downloading their games. But we'll be fine, though, because we'll be in before everyone else.
Yes.
That eShop, is that going to melt down on the day?
I'm gonna say no because like say the Switch 2 just does tremendous. The first weekend, 10 million units. That is still nothing compared to the 50 million consoles out there now just downloading stuff all the time. Like people are always re-downloading games, buying games. Like it's kind of nothing compared to what the Switch 2 is going to have day one.
But this is all concentrated at one time though. I suppose Tears of the Kingdom, same idea. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like right now, as we're speaking, imagine how much stuff is just getting downloaded from the eShop. Like updates, system updates, game downloads, everything. Like, so yeah, honestly, I'm not worried. I'm like, oh no, there's going to be 5 million people just downloading a game. Like that's nothing. Like in the scheme of things. But yeah, could be wrong. Could be a disaster. Who knows? But yeah, I think we'll be safe.
Okay.
I guess just on the topic of this, you can transfer your system data to a Switch 2, so you can back it up to the cloud and factory reset your Switch, so you can trade it in right now if you like. What's your current situation with your Switch, Josh? Are you keeping it or are you trading it in?
I will be keeping it. I like owning one version of each console, Nintendo-wise, so I will keep mine. I've mentioned on the show that it's done a great job. It's done the long yards. It deserves to have a peaceful retirement now, and so I will find a nice spot somewhere to display it or have it somewhere. Because once the Switch 2 arrives and I transfer everything over, there really isn't much point unless I want to play some weird specific games on my Switch. But no, I won't be trading it in.
Be a Labo machine just sitting there waiting for you.
Yep, Ring Fit and Labo.
Yeah, that's true. Ring Fit, yeah. Why can't it play Ring Fit? Because
because of the attachments, the Joy-Con won't fit in them.
Yeah, I know, but like
the new ones are a bit bigger.
The old Joy-Con can connect to it wirelessly, can't they?
Yeah, you could find another way to strap it to yourself for sure. That's not the way they intended for you to play it.
Yeah, but Ring Fit Adventure, like you don't have the Switch on you, do you? It's only like the Joy-Cons on the side.
It's the Joy-Cons on the side.
Yeah. It's just like they connect wirelessly to the Switch 2 still, so I just don't know why. You know what I mean?
Okay, yep, I do.
So you just like, you have your Joy-Cons connected to the Switch 2 wirelessly. Obviously, they can't go on the sides. But then you just pick up your little Ring Fit resistance band thing, whatever it's called, and you Yeah, I don't know.
It's a good point.
I don't know why that doesn't work. It doesn't actually like attach to the Switch 2. Whereas like, yeah, the Labo, the Switch 2 unit won't fit in it. So I was like, yeah, that's fair enough, but I don't know. I want to play Ring Fit at 1080p.
Yep, no, you're right. Yep, that is, it will work. You just have to use the original Joy-Cons, not Joy-Con 2.
Oh, there you go. I want to play with Joy-Con 2. I want to feel the HD rumble.
Yeah.
2. I want the chat button so I can like when I'm sweating, I'm like I press the C button and like just bring up Josh on my screen. I'm like, Josh, fuck, I'm sweating. And you're like, oh, good on you, mate, and you can cheer me on a little bit. The last hurrah as I'm sprinting towards the finish line.
Correct. I mean, yeah, that's always the way I wanted to play Ring Fit Adventure, Drew. I think that sounds.
Yeah, like you're just like, and you like knock the C button, and it just brings up my face. I'm like, you can do it, Josh.
Yeah.
Come on, mate, you bloody legend. And you're like, oh, I can't do it. I can't do it, Drew.
I'll run a marathon doing that game one time. I'll speed run it at PAX or something. That'd be great.
Okay.
Do like a charity run or something. Be good.
Yeah. Who's going to donate to that, Josh?
People.
I'll
Be
donate to it.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll slide over a 20 for it.
Trip enough people I know
Yeah.
to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. And just some small things in the update. So we've got a brand new eShop color. So the eShop's now red. There's a few different changes in the eShop as well.
Yes.
What was going on? Like, for example, the charts now focus on revenue made rather than, I guess, just units sold.
Units sold. Yep.
And it's over a 22-hour span as well, instead of like a week. So like, cool. So that's interesting, just in the way that a lot of like shit came onto the eShop and got into that section where it was just like stuff that's real cheap. And now it's just going to be like Nintendo games and Minecraft and things like that. So yeah, I don't know whether it will like just create a new problem for publishers and indie games, but that is what it is. We'll see what pops on there. We'll just what's hot this week? Minecraft. What's going
Mario
out?
Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yeah, that's right. Mario Kart. Yeah, it's shocking. Yeah, okay. Might be a little bit more boring. But.
Yeah, so yeah, I kind of get why they've done it, but also at the same time, yeah, some genuinely good indies will suffer because of this now, because they'll be priced, at that cheaper point compared to other games. Might sell well unit-wise, but the revenue's just a bit lower because it's a lower-priced game, and they might suffer for that. So, obviously, no perfect way to do it. You got to give up a bit to get a little. So, Nintendo probably thinks, obviously, that it's the right way to go now after a few years on the Switch and how that chart's been going.
So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. And we got some new icons for our Switch profile as well. And I guess the biggest headline from this is Donkey Kong has been just ousted, and he's been replaced by his new...
Never existed.
Yes. Yeah. Just he's looking Donkey Kong Bonanza. So yeah, obviously this doesn't worry me too much, but it is just kind of strange that they sort of opted to be like, hey, look, he never looked like he did, especially when they just released Donkey Kong Country Returns. Like, it just come out, and it's just like, no, you can't have that one.
No, that's not the design. It's the new one now, Drew. I for one love our new design of Donkey Kong, and I bow down towards it. It's great. It should be everywhere. Bring it to all Donkey Kong games now. Wouldn't that be funny? They just update every single Donkey Kong game now to have the new design.
Yeah.
To Donkey Kong Country in USJ, just the whole thing. Properly do it.
Yeah, I'll take that. That'll be... Wouldn't that stir up the internet, hey? That'd be funny just to see, just people's reaction, just be like really upset if Donkey Kong looks a bit different in their game. So what the hell is this? And they like plug in their Super Nintendo and plug in like by the original Donkey Kong Country. It's like, what the hell? He's got a bit more black around his eyes. He looks a bit happier. What the fuck is this?
It's great.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a couple of other changes too. There's like Pikmin and things, but it doesn't really matter. So I've got my Philbit icon, Philbit from Animal Crossing. I've never looked back since, mate. I don't need anyone else.
You sure?
I'm sure, man.
Are there other ones? They update the icons weekly, man.
No, Philbit's the one. Philbit's been since they started like introducing the Animal Crossing villages, like the month of their birthdays. That's when they released like the set of Animal Crossing villages, like all the ones that had their birthday in May. So I literally Google when is Philbit's birthday.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think it was in June of whatever year it was, maybe even back in 2020 when the game came out. And I'm like, all right, June.
So you didn't have to wait long.
Yeah, I was literally just, it might have been the year after. I really can't remember, but it doesn't really matter. But I was literally, all right, June, I will have my Philbit icon. And I did. So it's been that ever since.
Nice. Well, he's pretty cool. You have a amiibo card of him now as well.
You do.
Given that by a pretty cool guy.
I was given it by a nice young man named Joshua.
That's right.
I still need to scan him in. I need to like scan him into my game, but I haven't
done it yet.
No, I haven't played Animal Crossing in a long time. New Horizons. I always think about going back to it, but I think about how many
time
fishing.
For new Animal Crossing. It's been 5 years already.
Yeah, it has been. It is time. Yeah, I'm going to break so many fishing rods.
Like
I just want to go back into that world and fish. I just love fishing.
Do you? Okay.
I just love fishing. I don't want to build a village. I just want to fucking go fishing. I wish I could have a little boat and like go fishing, go like deep sea trawling.
Yep. I mean, yeah. Like I haven't missed Animal Crossing over the last 5 years or 4.5 years since I stopped playing it until recently. I reckon. Like, yeah, it's been enough time. I'm ready for a new one.
Yeah,
like a really good new one.
Yeah, give us a really good one, Nintendo. Not one of these.
Like more really good new ones.
Yeah, give us a good one, Nintendo.
Yeah,
you can do it. But
we'll do it. It will happen.
That's it as far as the update goes, Josh. And
yes,
what else we got here? I just had a quick. I had a quick sort of thing. There's not too much news. My Nintendo News had an article. Nintendo says Joy-Con 2 HD Rumble won't be as noisy as the original. I guess we'll find out once we get the hands on with the Switch. Because did you play any games that weren't properly tuned for the HD Rumble? It just went, like,
yeah. It did happen every now and then.
There was a few where I had to turn it off. I'm like, I can't. I'm going to wake someone up, or it's just too annoying, whatever. And also, a bit of an update about the Nintendo 64, Nintendo Classics app on Switch 2. They're updating it so you can have a CRT filter. You'll be able to remap buttons, and it'll have the rewind feature, which is cool. Hopefully.
So is that available now?
No, it just says like what's new for Nintendo Switch Online for Switch 2. So
for Switch 2,
it could potentially just be for the Switch 2 version. I don't know if like Nintendo 64 games don't have rewind because like it's a bit too taxing for Switch.
That must
be.
Don't
know. I assume.
I always found like I question why haven't they done it. I always thought it was weird.
Yeah, so you can play like Mario 64 and like just rewind if we fuck up a jump and stuff. So that'd be kind of cool. Yeah. But yeah, not much apart from that. And I guess we'll have some news of our own next week when we get to feel those magnets in those Joy-Cons.
It's going to be so good.
Yeah. But yeah. All right, Josh, let's talk about some video games. Stuff we've been playing, all of that. You said at the start you've had a real busy week. So, yeah, have you gotten any chance to press any buttons throughout the week?
Not really. And I did at one stage because I wanted to get a Skell in Xenoblade Chronicles X. I thought, okay, here we go. I'm going to do it. I've done 6 of the 8 missions you got to do to get your Skell license. And then these last 2 just take ages. And I have had to explore a lot of the area, the planet Mirror, and I got to get like $15,000 points scored on my Frontier nav. And so it says it's best to do it by exploring a lot of the area, get the drilling spots discovered, and then you install some things into them to get the scoring. So it's taken a little bit longer than I thought. That was the only really time I had this week to do it. So I'm hoping this weekend Although this weekend's busy again. I don't know, Drew. I don't know when it's going to happen. If I'm going to have some time to play some games or not. But I kind of want to get a Skell and explore Xenoblade in a whole different new way.
Is it the showdown this weekend, or is that the following weekend?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Michaela's got a birthday party this Saturday as well. So
that's the AFL football showdown between the two Adelaide football teams for those who aren't in Australia.
In South Australia. Yep, so that's always a big time. Michaela's birthday party this weekend, and then obviously Friday we're away. And then Sunday's Mother's Day. So just lots of stuff going on.
Yeah, no, now thinking about it, there's no time. Maybe the plane trip over, potentially.
That's a good point. Yeah, maybe that.
Yeah,
yep,
but
I will try and get my Skell during that trip.
Maybe during the 4 hours of playing Switch 2, you just like, all right, just go and sit in the corner with your Switch, play Xenoblade.
Yeah, just like,
there you go. You get 4 hours right there.
I need to get my Skell in Xenoblade Chronicles X. Yeah,
that's right. You got 4 hours uninterrupted to go and sit and play.
Sped run Breath of the Wild while doing one of those
I
experiences.
did say that. Yeah, that's very
version.
impressive.
One of the first people, I'm sure, to do it on a Switch 2 version.
Oh,
very cool.
Unless there's staff just like doing it, yeah, it would have to be. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
So yeah, man, I hope you get some gaming time. Oh, you're saving all of it just for when Switch 2 comes out. You know, make sure you got your time off.
I mean, I've got the Thursday and Friday off work that weekend, so leading into the Monday public holiday, so it's going to be a very big time allocation to play some games then.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. Well, I guess for me, I've been playing a couple of things, Josh, and I'm really excited to talk about this first one. I finally, after years, I picked up one of these things, the 8-bit Dough arcade stick.
Ooh, very
nice. And got the stick click there, but I've been wanting one of these for like 4 years or something. But it's one of those things where I think they're $180. I'm like, I can't justify it that much. Like, I think they're really cool. It'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, it's a lot of money spent for a controller. And I saw on Amazon they're $150, and like with Switch 2, I've getting like a fair few accessories, and I think it'll enhance some of the games I'm playing. So I'm like, oh, all right, this is the time to do it. You know, hype. got my money set aside. So yeah, look, let's just jump into it. So like, I've already got a few controllers. My Mega Drive Nintendo Switch Online controller come in, as well as my Super Nintendo one. Yeah. I haven't unboxed them yet.
Haven't tried them out.
Yeah, I'm not going to use them yet. I kind of want to save it just for like when all my Switch 2 stuff's here. But when this one arrived, I'm like, all right, I got to test it out. And this was a day when the kids were at childcare, and I had some time at home. And I was for like the last week or something, I've been feeling like really kind of stressed out. So I'm like, all right, today I'm just going to try and relax a bit and play some games. So I started off just testing it out. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to go to the NES Switch Online app and play through Mario. And I was playing the original Mario Brothers, but I did Mario Brothers 2 and Mario Brothers 3. And I just had so much fun. It's just so much fun playing with this thing. Like, just playing it in a different way, but it just makes it feel like an arcade game, which is really cool. Like I can't express how much more fun this made it than just sitting there like with a pro controller or something. I like played through all of the first Mario, and did maybe like a couple of worlds for Mario Brothers 3. But then I was doing Donkey Kong and Balloon Fight and and Tetris. I was playing Tetris with it. I'm like, I was just having a ball.
Cool.
And
what's the big difference for you? It's just easier to control, like more
Well,
buttons?
no, not really, because I was playing some games, and it definitely doesn't make me better. It makes me a fair bit worse because I'm not used to it. Like having your fingers laid over the buttons is like completely different. Just having your thumb on the stick and the buttons. But I don't know. It's just it's a different way of interacting with the game, which is cool. And like NES games, it's pretty simple because you got the stick and you got 2 buttons. You don't have to worry about like getting your pinky up to like the top button or anything like that. That was really cool. I really, really enjoyed it. So I'm kind of keen just to go back and play some. So if I'm ever like having a day where I'm not really feeling it, this is like the perfect experience. Just get like an arcade game onto the Switch, play it that way. And I decided to try some like I guess, Switch games as well that weren't like basic older games. So I was playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on it, and that was a lot of fun as well. It was a little bit tricky to like, it's tricky to hold the item behind you as well as like hold the A button and do the drift.
Okay.
And like be able to let it go and all of that. It's a little bit tricky. So like the first time I did it, I just put the auto accelerate on. So I only had to worry about basically item and drift and like the stick. That's kind of all I had to do. But yeah, I'll get used to it if I play it a little bit more. And probably the one I had the most fun with was Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. Playing that on this arcade stick definitely doesn't make me better. It makes me a lot worse because like obviously you've got like a lot of buttons when it comes to like jumping. You got your special attack, and your melee attack, as well as like your shield, grab, all of that stuff. Like it, uses a fair bit of the buttons. So I'm not using the shield anywhere as much as I am when I'm just playing with a controller. But yeah, it just felt so much fun, like being able to do like back kicks and all of this stuff, like do like the quick like shuffle. Because I've never really played with an arcade stick on like more traditional fighting games. But yeah, so I jumped into Smash Brothers and I was just having a ball. And I noticed that I had some spirits that I hadn't gotten. They've introduced more spirits. There's about 10 spirits because at the time I had all the spirits, but then they introduced some more. So I was just basically going through them.
Hunting them down. Yeah.
Got all the spirits again. And I'm like, yeah, it's just a nice way to interact with your games in a little bit of a different way, which I'm all about. Like these different controllers, especially like as a Nintendo fan, like the difference between a Nintendo 64 controller, a GameCube controller, obviously a Wii controller, a Wii U controller. Like they all offer different things and different feelings, whether it's like the tactile nature of them or the actual nature of like the motion controls and what that offers to your gaming. I would say that like the arcade stick is a similar kind of thing, especially with like the 8-bit games. I was there. It makes something like if you were just to like boot up Balloon Fight on your Switch, you'd be like, yeah, you're just playing it. It's a bit, feels like an old game. But when you like do this whole setup for it, it makes it feel more special, I think. Like it just like, I don't know, it does something to it. So I'm all about it. I'm so happy I got this thing. I can't wait to play some more on it. I was playing like Tetris and Donkey Kong maybe for like an hour between them. Like I was just having a ball. So yeah, arcade sticks, sick. I love it. And I'm definitely probably going to get Street Fighter 6 at launch on Switch too. So I can utilize this. There is an adapter I can get to use it on PlayStation 5. And I do have like a fair few things that utilize this thing pretty well. I've got some brawlers. I have some fighting games. I got the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection or whatever it's called. Capcom Marvel Fighting Collection, whatever that is. And so I got a few games on there. So I'll probably get an adapter. The adapter's pretty expensive though. I think the adapter by itself is probably like $80. So don't know. We'll see down the line. That's not happening anytime soon.
Yeah. I mean, you've been looking for that controller for a while now, or look similar ones, haven't you? I remember at PAX, you were looking at other ones there. So
I was we went for a bit of a walk, didn't we? To try and find it, but it wasn't at a local JB because I had a voucher at the time. So yeah, no, this thing's sick. Feels great. The only thing about it is just like a review pointed out. I'm like, oh yeah, that's probably fair enough. It's just like when you hold the stick, your palm sort of rests on the edge of the controller. Whereas like it doesn't really leave a place for it to rest, and it sort of digs into your like side of your hand when you just like got your using the analog stick, and like you can see some other big like fight pads or whatever whatever you call them. They're a lot bigger and they got like basically like room for your forearm to like rest on. So that's the only thing. Like there was like a bit where I had like one of my kids' clothing. Just like spare clothes, and I just like had it underneath my hand, just like stop it from digging in as much. Just like since I was playing with it for like 3 hours. Yeah, that's the only thing. Like maybe it could have been a bit wider just to accommodate for that, a bit more hand space. But I think for what it is, man, definitely happy with it. I love the aesthetic of it, like looking like a NES as well. Got like the bright red buttons, the black sort of plate around it, and the grey as well. So yeah, really happy with it. Really happy with it.
Nice. That's good, man.
And I ended up finishing Lost Records Bloom and Rage as well. Last week I was kind of like, it's kind of boring. There's not much going on, but it's all about how it finishes. And I didn't finish. I didn't pick up. It didn't finish that satisfying either. What I will say about the game is that, like, it looks really good. Like the voice acting and the characters as well. Like the 4 main characters that you play as are really, they're likable and all that. But the whole sort of thing about the game is just like there's a bit of supernatural stuff going on, like, and there's like a bit of intrigue. And like a game from Don't Nod, it's all about that narrative. It's all about like making choices along the way as well. And there isn't really much gameplay, so it is just like how much the story lands with you. And it didn't land with me at all when it finished. I'm like, it didn't really answer any of my questions, and if anything, it kind of set it up for a second game. And I'm like, I don't want another one of these. And that's a shame to say, because like Don't Nod, they made the original Life is Strange, and the original Life is Strange is a top 10 game for me. It's one of my favorite games of all time. It's probably one of the most impacting stories I've ever experienced. It was phenomenal, and this one kind of missed the ball. Like it had a lot of great vibes, because like it is based in like 1995. Like it's got a lot of great vibes from like the music and the culture and everything from back then. And but yeah, it's just such a slow game. Like on my PS5, the main menu said I played for 9 hours. It was like the most slowest 9 hours I've ever played a game for.
Really?
Like towards the end, I was like, a cutscene was playing, and I was sort of like looking at my phone. Like, oh god, there was like a section when like they were dancing to music, and like it was going on and on. I'm like, all right, like, do I have to interact with this? It feels like it's been like 5 minutes. Like, do I have to do something? It's like, do I have to press the X button to like continue? I'm like pressing every button on the controller. I'm like, no, this is it's just going.
Good on you for persevering though, and getting it through.
Yeah, well, that's like I said, Don't Nod. They're one of my, favorite developers, I guess. Really, like, made one of my favorite games at least. Anyway, so yeah, I'm definitely going to give it a shot. It was on PlayStation Plus Extra, so I didn't actually pay for the game. I had the game pre-ordered at EB Games actually, and this was before I knew the physical wasn't coming out until much after like the game actually comes out. But yeah, I definitely don't need a physical copy of this. This was an easy cancel for me. That $10 got moved over to Switch 2 accessories pretty quickly. But yeah, no, pretty disappointed in it. But yeah, I don't want to turn other people off either, because like on YouTube, for example, I'm like, what are other people thinking about this game? Because I've heard nobody except for Luke just like comment in the Discord saying like, hey, look, I finished it and I quite enjoyed it. I'm like, oh, well, that was before I started playing it. So I was like, cool, like I'm looking forward to this story. But yeah, some other people, they seem to like it. Some people seem to say, oh, it's pretty good. Then it's either that or it's like the anti-woke crowd that I really don't like this game, because there's somebody who's gay in it. So and there's a black woman as well. God forbid. So they don't like it. So but no. Yeah. I feel like I'm in between there somewhere, between really liking it.
Like stuff, Drew. There's nothing wrong with not liking stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, like
for the right reasons.
If a Lost Records 2 comes out, like if I did play it, it would be very like reluctantly and like only with the hope that they actually answer some of those questions, because they sort of set up like, what's this? And they don't really answer it. Not in a way that I would have found satisfying. It just sort of ended. I don't know. I'm just very, like such a slow go. Like most of it was just hanging out. Like you're a group of 4 girls, and the main character Swan, she's moving away at the end of summer. So it's all very much like, oh look, we've got to have one last good summer together. And it's like, there's the two other girls. They're a part of a band called Bloom and Rage. and like they're playing music, and you're like, oh, you're just hanging out, and then like you're in the woods hanging out, and like there's a lot of hanging out. I'm like, all right, like what are we fucking doing something? I don't know. Like I sort of get it. Like this isn't Call of Duty. This isn't fucking Mario hopping and bopping and getting all the stars and all the dopamine. But like, what's going on here? Like something happened. Like, and even when stuff happened, like there's two tapes. So there's like one half the story, the other half of the story. It sort of ends in a way. I think a lot of people. I think they were expecting people to be like, oh, holy shit. But I was just like, oh man, that sucks. Like I wasn't
just like so numb to it all. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Like one of the fates of a character is very sad. Like if somebody in my own life, I'd be absolutely devastated if this happened. But I'm like, oh Jesus, that's pretty fucked up. Like, but I wasn't like, oh no, what are we gonna do? Don't know. But yeah, no stuff. So yeah, Bloom and Rage.
Didn't quite hit for you. Sorry.
Didn't hit for me. I would love to. I've been having like a couple of messages back and forward with Luke, and I would like to talk to him a little bit more. Luke, if you'd like to do like a little spoiler cast, that'd be cool. I'm gonna ask you through the podcast.
Drew up.
I'm gonna ask you through the podcast. You know, I'm not gonna ask you through a DM because I've got to type for that. It's a little bit tough, so I'll just ask you here. If you don't hear it, well, I'll type it to you eventually, I guess. But apart from that, Josh, I've been playing Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Hey,
I started playing that. I've only played it for 2 or 3 hours. But yeah, I mean, if anybody's heard about this game, it says first impressions were very good. Just the way the game looks is tremendous. The voice acting, the music. My God, the soundtrack to this game is phenomenal. Just the overworld music, the battle music, it's all great. But I guess for those that haven't heard of the game, if you don't pay too much attention to outside of Nintendo, this is a turn-based, not JRPG. It's made by a French studio, but it pays homage to like a lot of the best Japanese RPGs out there. Like, it's just like just a love letter to a lot of those games. So I'm liking it. But I've got to say, Josh, good. I absolutely suck at it. Because it's not just a traditional turn-based RPG. It is very much like Paper Mario or the Mario and Luigi series, where you've got to like jump over attacks. You've got a lot of timing to what you do. You've got inputs, and man, my timing is absolute dog shit because it's got parrying in the game, so you can parry or you can dodge, but you really do want to parry so then you can get that damage onto your opponents. And my timing is just so bad. Like I think like I came up against the first boss and I just got walloped a few times. I cannot guess the timing. I'm either way too early or too slow or whatever. So I got a lot of practice to do, but I can see just like the story is going to be just tremendous. Like it's just like the way they've set it up, and I'm just a couple of hours into this. I'm just so much more invested than I ever was into like just coming off of Bloom and Rage. I'm like, all right, okay, now this, I'm a bit more interested in this, even to the point where I was playing it. I looked over to my phone. I'm like, oh God, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Like the last 2 hours, like from 11,
all the time went.
Yeah, just clicked away. So I'm looking forward to it. I've got a lot to learn. I've got to get better at parrying, better at dodging. Each character is also like really unique as well, which is kind of cool. Like your main character, he has like a sort of like an attack you build up over time through doing dodges and parrying, where like you can charge it up from like 0 to 10. And then that does like a big amount of damage. I can't remember what the move is called, but you have like another character as well who has like different stances. So different attacks you use, put it in like a defense or offensive stance. And that basically affects like how much they get damaged or how much damage they output. So there's like a bit of strategy there. Then you've got like another character, and she's got like a really unique set of attributes as well, where like you use an attack and it gives you like I'm gonna completely butcher this, but it gives you like an orb. Then you can use that orb to power up other attacks. So kind of, in some ways, it makes you sort of use a certain amount of attacks if you want to use another attack that has like your opponent's weak to or something like that. You sort of ordering it in that way. I'm butchering that to all hell, but I'm trying to explain it the best I can. I've only sat down and played it the one time, but I tried it on my Rogue Ally as well. Just like when I was on the weekend when like the kids were running around and stuff, I was like, oh, I'll put it on a portable, see how I can get through it. And the battery lasted about 30 minutes playing the game, so I'm like, cool. That's handy. So yeah, might be just an Xbox or a streaming game.
Yeah, 30 minutes. God, that's bad.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was either 30 or 40 minutes. It didn't last long.
No. Like, not at all.
No. Chuck it in the bin. At that rate. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. So yeah, I'm pretty much
checking a few things out. It's good.
Yeah, aiming
Heard
to.
a lot about Expedition 33. People really getting around that. Small developer as well, so that's awesome.
Yeah, so yeah, like the core team's about 30 people, and then there's a lot of stuff that's been done by sort of support studios and stuff too. But yeah, the main studio itself is only a small studio, which is pretty neat. I see like the physical copy sold out as well. If you go to EB Games, you can pre-order a copy for later in May to come in. I think it was like the 23rd to come back in stock. So
yeah,
seems to be pretty popular. It sold over 1 million copies in 3 days. So yeah, I hope it goes well. And I saw some like stories as well, because obviously it being based in France, a lot of those are ex-Ubisoft staff, and I saw something about them being like they made this because they were bored at Ubisoft. I'm like, you can only imagine what Ubisoft could do if they just let a few more smaller teams to be made within their organization,
and
they
took some more risks.
Yeah,
I suppose. Yeah, they've deemed themselves to have taken risks, and it's failed already with the stuff like Prince of Persia. So, very interesting.
Yeah, no, I would like to see more of this stuff. It's pretty cool because it's like in the States they're charging $50 for it. That's a pretty good price for like a game of this length and how it looks and how it's acted and everything. It's like
all the current commentary on prices of other games elsewhere. So
yeah. That's right. So go and get Expedition 33. Don't worry about Mario Kart. You don't need it. I just say that because I know you'll be online and you'll beat me.
With your new controller, yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Will I be using the arcade stick for Mario Kart World? Maybe.
Yeah, do it once. Just try it.
Yeah. I'll just do it just to handicap myself a little bit because I'm just so good at Mario Kart, Josh.
That's right.
I'm the Mario Kart extravagant. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. I've got to understand Expedition 33 a little bit more so I can explain it better. But maybe I'll get there, maybe I won't. I put it down to story mode. I feel like a noob, but I'm like, it is what it is.
Hey,
I've got to do what I can do.
Play your games where you want.
Humbled me a little bit. I'm like, I am so bad at this parrying. I'm like, I cannot hit it. I feel like it might be a little bit easier for me if it was like on a face button, but it's on like the right bumper.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, I wish it was kind of on a face button. I might find it a little bit better there, but that's just semantics at that point. Just fucking parry, Drew. Get it done. But I've always been bad at parrying. When I was playing, what's it called again? What was I playing last year? I had to parry a lot.
Prince of Persia?
No, was it? No. Oh, what have I forgotten? The one with like the the one with the scantily dressed woman. Why have I completely? I'm blanking.
I'm not sure.
But anyway, you had to parry a lot in that game, and I was bad at it then. But haven't got any better. I just find it real tough to get the timing. I don't know. Have you played many games where you had to parry?
Metroid Dread, Prince of Persia.
Yeah. Were you okay at it in there?
Okay-ish, yeah. Like, I think it took me a little while, but then I kind of got the hang of it. But obviously, enemies attack you at different speeds, and that can get you. So, I don't think it was my best skill out of all those games, that's for sure.
I can't remember doing it much in Prince of Persia. Maybe I just ignored it. I don't know.
Get away with not doing it.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, anyway. Tough times, Josh. My gaming life, just getting fucking rolled.
For sure.
Yeah. But yeah. All right, Josh, anything else you'd like to talk about before we saddle up and head off to Melbourne?
No, just like you said, Drew. Everyone, let us know your questions about if you have any. We can test them out. Looking forward to it, and we'll share all our thoughts come next episode. Yeah,
no, definitely. Let us know. You can let us know on, I guess, social media, Discord, and this YouTube video on youtube.com/iDrippy. Yeah, put it there. Let me know. I got a pretty anyway, I won't bring that up. I was about to say I got a pretty rough comment the other day. I'm like, ooh, we're gonna hide that one.
On your YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it wasn't. It was gross.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't offensive. It wasn't when I was like, ooh, yuck.
Yep.
No, we won't do that.
No, don't repeat it here.
No. Anyway, with that, guys, thank you very much for listening to episode 312 of the House of Mario. Remember to go and check out Nintendvania as well, Josh's Nintendo podcast. You can go and check it out on the podcast services and YouTube as well, youtube.com/Nintendvania. And we'll see you next week with our impressions of the Nintendo Switch 2 and if we're going to still buy one. Will I cancel my pre-order and get my cash back? Who knows?
3 more.
Yeah, might have all. No, this thing actually sucks. It smells like Swiss cheese and I'm allergic to dairy.
You're not?
No, I love dairy. I'll bloody fill up on cream all day.
Kayla's allergic to dairy.
Oh, no. Well, she won't be able to play Switch 2. She'll have rashes on her hands because it's made of cheese.
Don't spread that. No. She doesn't want to hear that.
She'll have to play with the old Pro controller. That's not made of cheese.
Is she so... Yeah, no.
Anyway,
do that.
Don't want to want about. All right. See you, everyone. The doors to the House of Mario.
See ya.
Catch you later.